Very good morning to Dr. Noliana. I'm SHARMAN Ramesh. My material number is AP190426. Okay, today I'm going to talk about how to do taking off in measurement. Okay, shall we have a look at the slides? The main methods of taking off quantity in measurements. There's a dimension paper, dotting on, alterations, ending on, and timesing based calculations. Okay, these are the dimension paper. The right hand side is the dimension paper column. Okay, dimension paper is the traditional taking off uses the dimension paper which is made of a series columns. The timesing column which gives the factor of the multiplication for the measurement in the dimension column. The dimension column where the measurements are set down as taken from the drawings. The measurements are for the cubic measurements are example of 3 meter times 3 meter times 3 meter, and the square measurements are 3 meter times 3 meter times 3 meter, and following with the linear measurements enumerated items, and the item is the testing. The second method is the timesing. Timesing, this is the method which is several items that have the safe measurements can be set down without having to replicate calculation multiple times. The number of times that the measurement in the dimension column is the multiplied is set down in the timesing column and separated using diagonal stroke. The same item can be times multiple items by setting down additional numbers in the timesing column. These are the cubic measurements. And the third method is the dotting on. Dotting on is used to add dimension together in the timesing column rather than multiplying. The numbers are positioned diagonally in the column with the dot between them to avoid any confusion with the decimals. After the dotting on, we will do the base calculation. Base calculation, it is important that any calculation done to work out the dimension that are entered into the dimension column are written down as a base calculation on the right hand side of the description column. This is so that if someone reviews the taking off to check out the accuracy, the process by which the final figures have been calculated can be traced back. After the base calculation, we will do the alterations. Alteration where incorrect dimension have been set down, they should be neatly crossed out with nil, written alongside in squaring column. This indicates that the dimension are cancelled. Care should be taken to avoid confusion with the nil in label terms of how many figures are to be cancelled and which are still to be used in the calculation. And the last one is the ending on process. This is where there are two or more descriptions that apply the same measurement. The descriptions are separated in the description column by so to be clearly distinguished between them. They can also be bracketed for the clarity.